Occupy Edinburgh! Edinburgh! Occupy Edinburgh! Edinburgh! Today, Edinburgh! Occupy Edinburgh! Tomorrow, the world! Edinburgh! That's right! Is that it? Here come the gales, here come the gales, here come the gales. How many roads must a man walk down before he falls on his arse? And how many times must the government turn into a weather forecast? They used to run health and education. Now they just tell us when the weather's bad. Well, it might be gay windy, but it might be blowing a gale. Hurricane ball bag t-shirts are on sale. Must the government say, look out for the rain and the snow, before we realise that we just have to look out of the window? Scott made carrier bags blowing in the wind, and Greg's wrappers blowing in the wind. Times must the government say, look out for the big freeze? And how many pandas do we have to lease to be busy mates with the Chinese? Scott made carrier bags blowing in the wind, wrappers blowing in the wind.
From the east as well, Sunshine and Suki. Anyone else thinking those are two prostitutes from Newcastle? It's a weird time to be Scottish as well, because we've got that Scottish independence thing going on. Any freedom, Scottish independence people? Absolutely none. I don't think there are. I was watching STV News this week. They went up to this wee guy in George Square in Glasgow and they went, what do you think about Scottish independence? This was his answer, word for word. Are we still going to get EastEnders on the telly? That's the level I think that people care. And who can blame them? After the last election, the general election, that was just a mess from start to finish, didn't it? It started with that whole thing, Gordon Brown's a bully. Gordon Brown's a bully. You're thinking, he's a one-eyed accountant from Kirkcaldy, for crying out loud. Bully him back, do you know what I mean? Sneak into his bedroom at night, swap his good eye for a Kinder Egg, see how that goes down, that'd be a good thing to do. And now we've got David Cameron in charge, a man so crazy George Foreman couldn't grill him, right? He's in charge of the country. Seriously, I'd rather trust my sister to John Leslie, that's no word of a lie. But, oh come on, earmuffs boys gone. But, no, the only good thing that the Tories did their campaign last year was that they had a big billboard poster campaign, they had a big thing of David Cameron's face, and beside it they had the slogan, we can't go on like this. And some genius had got a stepladder and a pot of paint and went up and given him an Elvis haircut and a pair of sunglasses and wrote underneath it, with suspicious minds. That's my second favourite piece of graffiti from last year. My first favourite piece, remember that shop that George Michael drove into when he was stoned? Somebody just wrote "wham" outside it. That made me laugh for a week. My other favourite piece of Edinburgh graffiti happened in the Edinburgh Festival. Do you know Four Poofs and a Piano? They were doing a show, right? They had posters up around the town, and somebody had gone to the trouble of writing "gay" underneath it. You were going, what was the point at poofing the title? Do you know what I mean? But one of the horrible things about the Tories being in charge is if Margaret Thatcher dies, and I say if because I don't believe it's going to happen, right? But if she dies, we're giving her a state funeral, and you're paying for it. £3 million of taxpayers' money is paying for this women's funeral. It was like the royal wedding, we were paying for that. I thought they could have spiced that up a bit, do you know what I mean? Give Prince Philip a shotgun, tell him he's in charge of keeping the gypsies out, that would have been fun. Charlie Sheen doing the ceremony, right? Susan Boyle is the best man, right? But when William and Kate went out to sign the register, they should have had a Jeremy Kyle DNA special to find out who Prince Harry's real dad is. That would have worked out well as well, right? But no, if we're giving an estate funeral, and we're paying for it, we should have a say in how it's run, right? And the way I think it should go, and I've put a lot of thought into this, right, is that we should get a team of midgets, right, dressed as miners, to drag our corpse by the hair around the whole of the country singing Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, right? And they've got to stop off every house so that people can come out and kick the corpse, and then we'll send what's left of our body to the Falkland Isles so that small children can throw stones at our head, and then we'll do exactly the same to Tony Blair, except we won't wait till he's dead, we'll just do it anyway.
Coming on stage. So basically give it up and welcome to the stage Labour MP for Hull and East Riding, Gordon Alexander.
I'll be blunt. I'm probably in the top 2% of the 99%. So it's a good job we're at the 90%. We've got the 98.3%. Otherwise we can do it, but I confess we need a manifesto for change. Change we can believe in. Free education for all. That's unrealistic. We need to reduce the cost of education. We need to reduce the price, because it's not free. We need to reduce the cost of hard-working families. We need to reintroduce the VAT exemption for private education. Because I'm sure a few of you have put your kids through Stuart's Melville. It's not cheap. 20,000, I'm not made of 20,000 quid. We need to do something about the 50% tax rate. We need to increase the threshold of a 50% tax rate to £200,000. Because if you earn £100,000, the cleaner needs to set up a holding company and subcontract for the cleaning firm. Then she can get paid in dividends at the end of the year and just pay 12.5% tax. And after a couple of years, she'll be able to pay off a student loan. Still, there are a few upsides to the recession. It's easy to get a seat at Haymarket for a start, and I've made a killing on allotment futures, and they can't give away corporates at iBox. We love no money nowadays, and I don't want to break it to you, but we're using Fred Goodwin as a scapegoat. Some say he's the satanic representation of corporate avarice, the personification of rapacity, an immoral grafting shapeshifter to be condemned as the most fervid, torrid circles of hell. He deserves everything he gets, apart from his £500,000 a year pension. It should be made to account for his actions. My friend said they should do to him what they do to people in Saudi. What's that? Sweep it under the carpet. Execute an innocent Filipino maid. You've got scroungers at the top, you've also got scroungers at the bottom, all these feckless, wasteful single mothers who sleep around, go and get themselves pregnant and get themselves housed by the council. Although in fairness it does depend who you sleep with at the council. I won't bother with the bin men. You probably need to, like my ex who jumped into bed with the director of corporate services in Midlothian Council. Tom Mercado, I'm watching you like a shitter. She left me last week. I'm bereft and distraught. But on the upside, I've got 100 coat hangers. £2 a lot. I'll throw in the cat as well if you want. System change, not climate change. We need to change the system, but we probably need a steering committee. We can't do it by ourselves. We need to get some outside consultants in. I know a couple, 50 grand a day. You'll be absolutely fine. They'll be able to assist. And to be frank, looking at us today, we're a bit overstaffed. So together we can change the world. I've been Gordon Alexander MP.
Richard Harrow!
Good. My name is Richard Hanrahan, and I describe myself as the kind of guy who lifts their cat over their head and sings the theme to The Lion King. And no, he didn't call the ambulance. I was very disappointed at that. But yes, give us a cheer if you are a banker. Oh shit, this isn't going to go very well at all. Good. I tried to write a political joke the other day, and I didn't really do it very well. I was sort of thinking about how the Conservatives have a short nickname for them. You call them the Tories, and it's quite convenient. It's similar with the Lib Dems. You know, it's the Lib Dems, but Labour, they're like, it doesn't really work. So I came up with one for them. So instead of calling them Labours, I thought I'd call them spineless pricks. It's just sort of shorter and easier to say, you know. And give us a cheer if you've ever been in love. Give us a cheer if you've ever been in love and had to go and visit their parents. Give us a cheer if you've ever been in love, visited their parents, and been stared to death by their dad. Good, some of us. I had that situation, and I tried to assert myself to be like the alpha male, to show that I was a real man, the only way I knew how, by playing Scrabble. And I was faced with a dilemma. It was going quite well, but I was faced with a dilemma at the last go. Did I A, pass and risk being thought of as an idiot, or did I B, play my last 6 remaining tiles on a triple word score to win by 28 points with the word rim job? It's quite exciting to say the word rim job in public. It's so loud. Let me tell you, Occupy Edinburgh and the world. Indeed, the world. If you ever get in that situation, and you will, don't play the word rim job. I played the word rim job, and the dad looked down, looked up. He didn't flinch. He just said to me, "I think you'll find that's hyphenated." It's not a palindrome. I propose to change the word palindrome to palinilap. The word onomatopoeia, which describes a word which is spelled as it sounds, is not spelled as it sounds. I propose to change the word onomatopoeia to O-E, spelt O-E. The word acronym I like, however, it should not mean a word formed from the initial letters of...
Working on it, and I thought, oh, that's the alienation of labour for you. And I picked up a town of dog food, and I don't know why. It must have been a Pavlovian reaction. So my name's James Anderson. I'm Edinburgh's foremost bohemian, a narco-dandyist, man about town, raconteur, bon vivant, distiller je ne sais quoi, which leaves me liable to assassination by pretty much everyone. The BNP have described me as the greatest threat to galactic civilization since the Jewish banking wizards. Sinead Blair is trying to sue me because I once described her as looking like she had cerebral palsy and suffering from a stroke at the same time. So actually, I am one of 2 people to have ever got a Quaker's fatwa on their head. The other person is Phil Collins, so that's fair.
Your feet anymore! Yeah, so I am Bob Graham, although some of you might recognise me as being the logo from a can of Pringles. That's just a joke, yeah, that guy's not real. It's actually a corporate logo. Although I am kind of like Pringles in one respect, in that if you're quite stoned, you'll probably enjoy me a little bit more. Anyway, so no, smash capitalism! It's Buy Nothing Day. Does everyone know that? It's Buy Nothing Day. I regularly take part in Buy Nothing Day. Not voluntarily an awful lot of the time, sometimes it's just not having any money day! Because I am one of the true anti-capitalist comedians on this bill, and by that I mean, out of everyone on this bill, I make the least amount of money from doing this! Yeah! Smash all six!
I think I did mention, might it be possible to come up with a short statement on social inclusivity and the impact of social inclusivity on human resources and capacities for outreach? Because I think that the main issue that we're having on camps, especially the young camps and the smaller camps, is that because they're not able to forcefully develop a way of dealing with social inclusivity and the manner they eject people.
A new society, a new way of doing things, prove that that way of life is possible and then be successful at it. And then people can be happy in a new way of life, okay, which actually gets rid of the root cause of the problem, perhaps, for alcoholism. So, yes, it would be very nice to bring all these people with you at the time, but until you have made the transition, you haven't actually got anything better to offer them to improve the quality of their life. So think very strongly about whether or not you're going to spend your effort and time being compassionate, which is a human thing, to deal with drunken people and people who have been outcast by society, perhaps for other reasons, or if you're going to try and actually get on and create that new society that you would like to welcome them to. So that's what we're saying about. And with respect to how we get people involved, so what are you going to do? At the Bank of Ideas, we have something called a closing circle at the end of the night where you say what your name is, what working group you're part of, or what you're going to do during the next day, or if you're a night owl, what you're going to do that night. This ensures that only working people stay in the space, and it also is kind of a meet and greet, so everyone knows everyone's name, you know what working group, you know what it's all about. So that's why you would do that. It can be a bit, a bit harsh, but it works, and it's a way to bond people together. So those are some practical lessons learned from BOI. So thanks for listening.
Thank you.
That's two people play Liverpool. We're doing it can't.
Well, could I really push for time? We don't have time for general discussion.
Is anyone else standing at the camp? No,
I love that you're up here. Sometimes it's quite beautiful, but really I'm going to push off. Sorry to put you off there. Right. Okay, so do we feel that we've come to an agreed agenda for? Well, sorry, I'm reading the rest of the day. So between 4 and 7, we're at camp having dinner at 6. Just think about the size that we're in now. Imagine the double rings. Could be free.
It's going to be a cold meeting.
Very cold. Yeah.
We've got heaters in the car.
Can you fit this many people into it?
And
the heaters have to be for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours.
Alright, try to get a deal on that.
Live stream mobile.
4 hours, very hard to get.
Live stream mobile.
No. If you'd like to just go around and just say anything you want to say after.
Technical point. Any chance to have more lights here?
Yeah.
Like maximum sort of 10, 12 minutes. So people have to be really brief.
Time check please.
11:40.
11.
Like a couple of minutes per city, not per individual, per city.
Okay, so, Chris, what cities do we have, Chris?
I'm from outside Liverpool.
Alright, cool. And who else was there?
London.
London, we've had Fed from London. Do you maybe want to cover some tech stuff? 2 minutes on tech stuff?
I'll wait until the appropriate point.
Sudan. So, 2 minutes on Sudan. That's a big Sheffield. Exeter. And sorry, Sheffield as well. Yeah, so, Exeter. And Sudan. And
Glasgow.
Glasgow, have you addressed the group? Did someone address the group from Glasgow? Yes,
Yeah,
so we can just keep it brief.
Yeah.
Liverpool, welcome. Hey! Next time, put some Irish occupiers in the car to get them. Yeah, 2 minutes on things you love, things you've hated, some of the problems.
About our own camp.
Everyone's had pretty much the same problems,
Yeah.
and I think you probably echo a lot of stuff, so maybe some really inspirational
I
stuff.
think our biggest. I mean, we've got a great camp. We've got some amazing talent on our camp. Some great musicians, a lot of young people. I think our main problem really is a semi-permanent structure for our kitchen, because basically everything runs from that, and we found that we're up against the weather. So if anyone's got some really good ideas about kitchens,
You'll see one when you go up to Edinburgh.
well, we've been to the camp. Yeah, we've had a look at it. We're actually discussing now scaffolding, because we think that's going to be, because basically we have to dismantle our kitchen every time things fall into chaos. So we don't. It's like 10 steps forward, 11 steps back kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's the
Do you want to talk about some briefly about steps forward, joyous moments?
in terms of what direct actions?
No, just the stuff that's really made your heart sing. Because we all got to say stuff that made your heart sing. Because it's good to have a little bit
Being part of this unique experience, really.
Yeah.
That's amazing, definitely, absolutely.
One fella from the army came up and he was like really pissed with that. Apparently we're on a war memorial, but nearly a war memorial that we're on representing it and promoting slavery really. But yeah, he got really emotional, started screaming at this lad who's only 17, he's like 49-year-old guy screaming at this 17-year-old. And then after like about half an hour of this fella in a burning rage, he just broke out into tears like, and he felt a bit and like he was like he hadn't cried in years, and then fucking someone just hugged him and he turned out to be a really nice guy, and then he sat there with us and yeah, it was good to see a change in someone like that. Yeah.
Remarkable. Same thing. Yeah, cheers. What are your names?
Lizzie.
Lizzie. Michael. Michael.
Sheffield. I'm Tom. I'm Tom.
We call you all Tom?
Yes, I think like everyone we've had sort of the same issues in terms of setting up the lighting and getting a kitchen set up as blew away the first strong wind we had. Thought we picked a nice quiet spot, but it just hadn't been windy until that day. Moved the gazebo down, we've rebuilt, restructured, changed the camp around, we've changed it around a few times now, but made it more of a camp. It was a bit open at first and was subject to passes through, so yeah, it's been good. We've obviously had issues through the night. Weekend nights are generally more fun as you get more people passing through who haven't got control of their senses, but you deal with it, you get on, and then you have the positive conversations, like you say, that make your heart sing. You speak to people who are like, fuck off and get a job. And you say, you've got a minute, I'll tell you about my life, my job, and what I do, and why I'm here. And they go, oh right, maybe you have got a point, shit. And it's great, but the most frustrating people are the people who say, yeah, I can see the problems, nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to work, go home, nothing's going to change.
I've seen a lot of change in that camp. Just watching people evolve on a day-to-day basis, learning about themselves and about each other, and how to live in a real society that we want to be a part of and that we're creating. I think that's the most beautiful thing.
Cheers, guys. Tech.
Hello.
Yeah, Sam, do you want to introduce yourself and say what you do?
I'm Sam, the head techie and hacker down at Occupy London. I've set up all of the tech groups, Finsbury Square, UBS, St Paul's. I'm an electronic engineer. What we're doing here right now is editing and digitising the agenda and taking minutes. There's three of us collaboratively editing the same document to make sure we get all the minutes and all the extra links and things which are relevant. Anyone here with a computer or a smartphone can also help us to do that. We're publicising the event through Twitter, Facebook, and live stream chat, wiki, website, and IRC, which is an online chat client. We're cross-linking all of the sites to the other sites, and this, to put it in context, is to try and maximise participation worldwide for this meeting to basically make it so even more worthwhile than you guys turned up and achieve, a greater assembly, so that this meeting can have more weight because it have more people involved in it internationally. So we're very much also setting up a platform for people to contribute from the outside. So there's something called Google Moderator, which essentially is quite simple. You can submit a topic or a point that can be voted on by the other users, and then what we're going to do, I hope, is inject the best points from the virtual world into the real discussion. They will be able to watch and keep up with that real discussion by live stream, and that's basically a real-time webcam thing. So there'll be a live stream running, which will be running from here very shortly, and I hope to invite digital participation through Google Moderator. So if anyone doesn't wish to be filmed or have any other questions about that, then please tell me.
Quick show of hands, anyone not want to be on video, film, cameras, photos?
That's really cool.
Cool.
Everybody make sure that you tell your people in your occupation that it's going to be on live stream. Just send out a few texts now.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a spam link. It's going to be a shortened link, which I would love for you to text, tweet, Facebook, everything, to as many places as possible. I'm not quite ready yet, but when I am, I'll do a technical point to tell you the link, and just furiously just send it to everyone you can.
Yeah.
Then we'll get everyone involved, and you'll see that the participation in the meeting just grow exponentially. And do that. So thank you.
Including people in other countries. We've got Galway's in North, obviously.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, Sam. Sorry, your name again. Hi. Your name again?
Sorry?
What's your name?
Sati.
Sorry?
Sati.
Sati. Would you like to tell us about Occupy Sudan?
Yeah, Sudan is It's a group that started for long time ago, like it's beginning like last February, and following that revolution is being exists in the Middle East, is the general Africa, is specific thing. The people just like they call themselves. They start as a small group. They call themselves. We are discussed themselves, and they call themselves like Orange and something like that. And the police never gave them that chance to do whatever happened. They not occupied, just go in the market and they sit there and just live with the people inside the market, not outside the market, inside the society. And the police, unfortunately, is not your beautiful police here. The police in Africa, it look differently, ugly and ugly and ugly. And we have to consider that one in Africa. Very ugly. And there is struggle now, and they are being now to occupy. Now is starting to do the Khartoum city to be occupied in few, less than a minute. That I'm not going to call it that dream. I'm not going to call it that is like hope. I'm not going to that nothing. That is process, and that is work and progress for that group, for being under the torture. You never seen it now. We're happy now. We're in democracy. We're talking now, and we see that police, our friend. Police is not our friend in Africa, and specifically in our group in Sudan. We attempted to occupy Khartoum city, and Omdurman city is part of that's the capital city of Sudan. Hopefully, and I need to just want you to be like to solidarity with us in African Sudanese group. Peace and love, guys. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a slightly different set of problems than the other occupies. You know, shows you how you might have. Max, we have heard from London. So,
I wasn't yesterday,
do you want to talk
I'm
about
Max. I do a bit on tranquility, a bit on health and safety, and really pleased to be here. Enough for me.
Exeter. There we go.
Yeah, so I'm from off by Exeter. We've been, and it's on, the camp there is happening just outside the cathedral in town there, and so far we've had lots of very positive engagement with the public. It's all been really great, but we do have our guaranteed one day